Welcome to the Point Out Loud Women Trailblazers podcast, Series 5, on Pointers Driving Change at UWSP, brought to you by the UWSP Center for Equity, Development, and Leadership. Here at UW-Stevens Point, we believe that meaningful change begins with students and leaders who are committed to shaping a more inclusive, innovative, and empowered campus.
This series highlights the voices of passionate changemakers, students, advocates, leaders who are making an impact right here at UWSP. From student organizations to campus initiatives, these trailblazers are redefining leadership and community engagement.
As Ruth Bader Ginsburg once said, real change, enduring change, happens one step at a time. Let's celebrate the students who are taking those steps to transform our campus and beyond.
We're so excited to have you join us. Let's get started.
Today we have two incredible guests, Hailey Fuller and Litzy Gomez. Hailey is a senior arts management student at UW-Stevens Point, leading both Arts Management Association and the Public Relations Student Society of America, where she has helped grow student engagement and professional opportunities. Litzy is a fourth-year interior architecture major with a passion for sustainability and social justice, serving as president of the Latino Student Alliance and social justice coordinator for the Diversity and College Access Department. Welcome, Hailey and Litzy. How are you both doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you two doing?
Good.
Yeah, I'm doing really well. Thank you.
Well, we're so excited to have you today. I would love it if you guys could just start by telling me a little bit about yourselves and giving us your backstory. Litzy, why don't we start with you?
I'm Litzy. I am from Madison, and your introduction said it all. I'm a senior majoring in interior architecture. I have a big passion for just supporting underrepresented communities, specifically women and the Latino students here on campus.
Great work that you do. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you.
And Hailey?
My name's Hailey. I'm fourth year, as you said. And I guess for myself, I have a cat that I love. Her name's Mittens. She's 10 years old, going on 11. In my free time, I'm passionate about pretty much everything I do, everything I'm involved in. I like to immerse myself fully, and that shows, truth be told, within my work as a leader. So, I'm just really grateful to be here.
Well, you both are accomplishing such great things, and I'm particularly really excited for this series because I think it's so great to have student leaders on campus and really highlight each of your journeys and what you guys are bringing to campus and the community in general. What inspired you to take on leadership roles at UW-Stevens Point?
So I guess initially my path into college, I went in for education, actually. I didn't initially start in arts management. I had to find my way there because it's honestly a very unrecognized major, I would say. It's not as widely known. So in high school, I saw a lot of my mentors and people I looked up to in education and thought that could be the path for me. So I went into education also because I felt my purpose was to help and guide others on their own journeys as well, as my mentors had done for me. So I'm a quite determined individual as well and quite headstrong in a lot of things I do. So I don't find a lot of things daunting to take on in that way. So leadership kind of felt natural to me. And so I found myself in that position that also allowed me to encourage others and help them find their strengths along the way. So that's how I found my path in leadership.
Awesome. I love that.
So for me, since high school, I've been very involved. And throughout, since elementary, middle, and high school, my parents were also very involved in supporting my education and just supporting all the extracurriculars that I was doing. They would help out with fundraisers and things. So overall, just coming from that background, I really found a lot of support with that and just my passion for helping communities. And so coming into Stevens Point, I knew that I wanted to be involved, and I knew that this was something that I was passionate about, especially with interior architecture. There is not a lot of diversity. While it is a women-dominated field, the number of Black women, the number of Latinas in there, it's not seen. So I really just want to make a change within that field, while also supporting other fields too and other students here on campus. So just finding that passion, I think that really inspired me.
Yeah. I love that. So I loved this word that we heard from Hailey. She ended her description of what got her involved by describing herself as headstrong. You both used the word helping, but Hailey went out here with this word. If you had to describe kind of the energy or the power inside you that gets you out helping, what would your word be?
Or in other instances, I've been considered stubborn rather than headstrong.
That's where I was headed. Yeah,
exactly. My mom always likes to say that about me in situations, that I'm a bit stubborn, which I find to be true in instances. But I've come to a point in my life and in my leadership journey that I can recognize my faults as well, because I'm not always right. And no one ever is always 100% correct. So taking a step back is always important. But things that I'm truthfully passionate about and that have meaning in my heart, I will be headstrong about, and you will not hear me shut up about it.
I guess people always describe me as determined.
Mm-hmm.
I set my mind to something and I'm going to do it. And obviously there are some barriers that come with things, but I find ways around those. And if it's not exactly what I'm envisioning, I will, do something similar or figure something out, but I'm going to do what I put my mind to.
That's a quote. I'm going to do what I put my mind to. Serena, I'm just curious, and you've had several adventures here on campus in leadership yourself. Is there a word or a phrase that represents the energy you brought to that?
There's a lot of common, I think, phrases and words that I've heard you guys talk about, and I think it's all within the same category, because for me, when I think of a word that represents my passion, it's ambitious. It's just drive, and it's, it goes together with determined and headstrong. And I see that common trait in a lot of leaders, developing leaders and just mentors that I look up to. And I think it's a really cool trait, and I see that in both of you. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah. And for me, I think the reason I ask is, and I actually feel really emotional about this. I'm 58, right? I'll be 58 this year. And what I've been doing is making a way for headstrong to not be stubborn, for determined to not be whatever criticism we put there. For we know what word comes with ambition. It's right in there, right? I know I've been called that word, right? And so I've been working hard, both in my professional career and my academic career, to create space so you could live on the positive side of those things. Because I've certainly been called the negative side of those things. And I cannot tell you folks how exciting it is for me to be in this room and how much energy I'm feeling. Thank you, Serena, for putting this together.
Yeah, right. Litzy, I'm turning it back to you, because I think I see myself, I see a common theme that you and I both have with speaking up for those and helping underrepresented minorities in the community. And for me, it comes from just a passion to uplift those around me and, my friends. And I am 50% Hispanic, but I'm also very white presenting. So I like to acknowledge both of those things too. I think for me, I have a passion because it really heals my inner child, and it really, uplifting others uplifts myself too. And I'm just curious, where does your drive come from? Does it also come from a little bit of your background, your friends? Where does your passion come from to help these people?
I would say the main reason why I'm so passionate about this is because of my parents. They are Mexican immigrants. They worked so hard to get my siblings and I to where we are now.
Right.
And although they didn't give us everything materialistic, they always made sure that there was food on the table. And I saw their struggles, and they also helped me recognize that not everyone has the opportunities that I have. I understand my privilege to be at a university because they didn't get to go to school. My mom stopped going to school in 6th grade. My dad stopped maybe in like 3rd grade. So just recognizing that and ensuring that other students have the ability to be where I'm at today, and knowing that what I'm doing now will impact future generations, that really drives my passion. And just like you said, uplifting others around me uplifts me too. And it's a feeling that truly you just can't describe once you see that, you're helping out so many students. And, I've had people come up to me and be like, you're the reason why I'm still in Stevens Point, because being in a PWI, it is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
So just knowing that we're able to create these spaces is just, honestly, I can't describe the happiness that it brings me, because I mean, just all the experiences that I've had while being at a PWI, it's just...
And tell our listeners what a PWI is.
Predominantly white institution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's something we don't notice, right? It's something that when I scan, I'm far less likely to notice than someone who isn't white, right? Because it's just going to feel really normal to me, but it feels quite different on the other side, doesn't it?
Yeah. I remember my first class, my freshman year, I was the only person of color. And I was just like, okay, well, I signed up for this, so I got to get through it. And here I am, about to graduate.
Woo! Yay.
Yeah. Thank you for getting through it.
People like you are really important to have, because other people in your position need that person to look up to. And, I'm sure you wish you had someone when you were walking in freshman year to, be that voice for you too. So
Definitely.
really, really cool stuff that you're doing.
Thank you.
I also, though, want to acknowledge that it's not fair of us to ask you to carry that weight. We can praise you for deciding to carry that,
Right.
but we can't expect you to carry it. And so I'm inspired by you.
Agreed. Well said, Lena.
Thank you.
So Hailey, where does your passion for creating opportunity and paving the way, where does that come from?
I guess for me is I notice a lot of times that I'm the only woman in a room full of men. It happens often enough. And I'm also quite often the only woman, the youngest woman in a room. And which is great. It means I'm doing what I should be doing. But a lot of that, even though I will say earlier, I know I spoke on my mother calling me stubborn, but that's what she grew up being instilled in her.
Yeah.
So when she says those things, I know it isn't from a place of malice.
Yeah.
It's from what she was instilled with.
Yeah.
And she wasn't as empowered as we are in today with terminology toward women. And so it's never from a place of malice. I want to clarify that because I know she's going to listen.
Mom, we love you.
Yes. And I was just about to say that it comes from her. All of my empowerment towards uplifting women comes from her very, very predominantly. I wouldn't be half the person I am today without her. So
You should see this. She's just gone from from smile to cry. Tears are, it's getting wet in here. Oh,
I love her to bits.
Yeah. Our moms are important to all of us. Yes. I know your mom is so important.
I can relate to that 110%.
Yeah.
My mom is my strongest driver, my biggest supporter, and everything that I've been doing is through her, ambition and everything that I've seen growing up with her. So I definitely understand where you're coming from on that.
Yeah, growing up, my mom and dad got divorced when I was quite young, and so she did a lot of the heavy lifting. I would say she is a nurse and continues to do that profession. I mean, she has her master's in that, and she's beyond an exemplary woman, and I look up to her. And so she's just great, and I love what she does. She's very passionate about helping others in her journey as a nurse. She's gone from working in the hospital, the ER, in the fertility units and the baby units or whatever they're technically referred to as. And she now went from working in the school system as a school nurse and now works in hospice care, which is a very, very daunting field to take on. And I admire her for that fully. So, and I mean, not even my mom, but even my grandmother, like we've grown up in a family of very headstrong women. And that's why I love that word so much too, is like both my grandmothers on both sides of my family were known for their headstrongness. I have a small story I can share about when my grandmother on my father's side was hearing some disrespectful words from a male coworker as she worked in the mill, from my understanding. Just want to say that in case my mom corrects me later. And she was hearing some unfortunate words from a male coworker and slapped him right across the face for saying that, and took that initiative. Well, it's not typically an approach you would take in that situation. It just shows how she was not going to take any disrespect or malice toward her, and it was directed towards her because of that. So having that instilled in me at a young age, I think helped in my journey and helped me to want to uplift women in that same way, and that knowing that they can take a stand for themselves when they need to, and they should.
Yeah.
So
I love that. So shout out to all of our moms.
Oh, yes.
And our grandmoms and our great grandmoms. Yeah.
Yeah, Mother's Day's coming up. So yes.
I love that. And how cool that she was your role model and your person that you looked up to, and now you're following her same steps, and now you're that role model and you get to be that person for someone else. How cool that you're kind of passing down the legacy.
Oh, yeah. I'm very grateful that I have all this wisdom that I can bear to others, and it's something I'm grateful for. So,
yeah. And I'm so glad, going back to your words of being headstrong and determined and ambitious, that you can have children and be that with your children, but you can be that in any sphere that you show up in. And that has been opened up to you, and you've opened it up more and more and more. And that's going to happen throughout your careers as you sit at those tables as the only. So can we go back to being the only? What's it? I know you've been the only as well, right? You talked about walking in that first. What's it like to be the only? And how do you lead from that place? So what's it like, and how do you lead from there?
It's scary. It's definitely a feeling you don't wish upon anyone, because to someone that has never been the only, they probably don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah.
But until you're in that position of, okay, I'm just like, just looking around. Until you're there, you don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
So just thinking about how you don't want anyone else to feel that way. That's where I kind of move from there, and I'm like, you know what, I need to prevent this from happening more. And I remember during college tours, a lot of my friends would be like, oh, there's very little people of color on this campus. I don't know if I want to come here. I'm like, okay, but if you don't come here, then no one else is going to come here, So you have to create that path of getting more representation there. And it's not easy, but that's just what we have to do. You somehow got to get people of color on a campus, even if it's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Litzy is speaking deep truth, and I experienced that as a woman, just like you, being in the room. I had the privilege of being white in those rooms with white men, but it was scary to be the only. And I loved what you said about we don't get representation until we agree to be the representation. That's deep wisdom.
And that's the definition of a trailblazer, too.
Yes.
Paving the way. I love it.
love.
That's awesome. So both of you are seniors. Both of you have been on campus for 4 years. So you guys are
I'm
experienced.
gonna start tearing up again. Don't do this.
You guys have many years with UWSP, and you're very experienced with it, right? You know all the ups and downs of the campus.
I'd like to think so, at least.
They're looking at me like, 4 years? Oh my gosh. Oh. So how has your time at UWSP shaped your leadership skills, but also how has it grown you into the person that you guys are today?
I guess I have two things I can speak on in that front. Being president of both AMA and PRSSA, I found that it has very much helped shape those leadership skills for me in very, very different ways to specifically for AMA. That was an organization that I was privileged enough to get to build and create. It was founded, I guess I can say, back in 2022. There was another student who was graduating that initially brought the idea to Jim O'Connell. Unfortunately, as they were graduating, they had brought the idea to Jim, and it was about April of 2022. So that student couldn't see that idea through fully, unfortunately. So towards the end of that spring semester, Jim had brought this idea to students, encouraged participation, and brought us into a room and said, okay, who would like to be on this executive board for this idea and help build this organization? And I put myself in the running for president initially right away. And I think I was uncontested for the position, which I mean ended up being great for me. But you know, it still was an honor to be in that position of presidency very early into the stages. And then we had a great team that built from that, that started with us and saw it through mostly. But within that, I will say creating an organization is no small feat. I'm sure you share that weight, Serena.
Yes, I do.
So I was gonna say, yeah, it's not an easy thing. It's not something you can really plan for. It's not something that I ever knew would have such setbacks to it. There's a lot of things that you don't get prepared for. So, because you don't usually, when you're in these organizations, see the behind the scenes of the chaos that will ensue. So being the one,
There's lots of nods in here, folks. Lots of nods, listeners.
Yes. So I was extremely excited and optimistic about it at the very get-go. But as time progresses, things became challenging, and those challenges forced me to realize a lot of things, and about myself more specifically, honestly, and how I can adapt my ways to better suit the whole rather than just a few some, because catering it to just arts management students wasn't working. You need to make sure you're catering to all, and making it a place that feels that way. So I also just kept reminding myself in the journey as a bit of a motivator that I needed to make this a space for students. Like, I needed to have this because, like I was saying earlier, arts management is a very unrecognized major, I would say. And not having that space myself, I felt like I didn't know anybody within the major. I would maybe hear about it every 6 months that one student was that major, and I would be shocked to hear. So having that space and community for those majors, I think, is very important. So I kept that reminder for myself, and it fueled me to keep building and growing rather than one setback letting me deter myself from the goal. So in that way, that was a time that I built those skills. And then with PRSSA, I've been able to, very thankfully, I've been able to travel through this organization across country to various conferences where I'm able to meet with international students and students of varying backgrounds that are working towards the same goal. And that it definitely is something that enhanced my professional development exponentially beyond compare. I would even go as far to say even beyond the classroom. I would say it's definitely been that provider for me, and it also gave me tools for my leadership journey and also long-lasting friendships that I still have those connections. I don't call them like connections. I like to say that they're long-lasting friendships for me, because that's how we interact and engage. And then when someone needs something, you know, like, we are there for each other. So yeah, those are definitely ways that Stevens Point has allowed me to, through those organizations, gain and hone in on leadership skills, I would say.
Litzy, how about you?
LSA, that is a very challenging role, especially during Hispanic Heritage Month when we are having back-to-back events plus weekly meetings. So just, I began as a general member my freshman year, and there were about 3 people going to weekly meetings that included e-board and general members.
Wow.
So
small.
Yeah, coming into that, I saw the need to, you know, keep growing LSA. It wasn't until about like a year or 2 ago when we started getting more member involvement, and I made my way to fundraising coordinator and then secretary and now president. Now we have around like 30 members every week joining us. So yeah, that is just
insane.
amazing.
Awesome.
How much we have grown this organization altogether. But overall, just learning how to work with so many different people, so many different personalities. Obviously there's going to be conflict with things, but just learning how to resolve that, and just all the planning of events and all the stress that comes with it, knowing how to balance that with an e-board. And, you know, like you said, there's so many things that go on behind the scenes that so many people don't know about, even general members. So we also take our e-board to Madison 365, which is a leadership conference for people of color. So that is just an amazing way for us to build connections. And we made connections with the Latino Professionals Association. We had an event with them last year. So overall, just building these connections for our members, not only for our own professional, but for our organization to grow and just have that representation and encouragement for the members. And then with the social justice coordinator position that I hold with DCA, I work as a student liaison within all the multicultural orgs and the directors of DCA. So that is a great opportunity for me to just learn how to communicate effectively between those and fill all the needs that everyone has. And so building these relationships with people really helps with my leadership skills and just getting out of my shell, because I'm an introvert. So, just putting myself out there, Stevens Point has really supported me with that, and just having these mentors that are supporting me throughout everything and pushing me to do a lot more.
That's awesome. You really grew full circle with LSA.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so cool.
It was a challenge, but we're here and we're doing pretty well now. So.
That's awesome. And that collaboration you were talking about, was that with LPA? I'm not sure. What does LPA stand for again?
The Latino Professionals Association.
Yes. I think we did a collaboration with them through Women in Business 2 years ago or something. Yeah. They are all lovely women. Shout out to them.
Yes.
Women and men.
And listeners, you can follow them on LinkedIn. I follow them on LinkedIn. So that's, again, say it one more time, the association. The
Latino Professionals Association.
The Latino Professionals Association. You can search for that on LinkedIn. Are either of your organizations on LinkedIn?
LSA is.
LSA. So, and what would I search for?
UWSP Latino Student Alliance.
Okay. So great way to follow along with what these fabulous leaders are doing.
Yes. Arts Management Association is on LinkedIn as well. Just our name sake. And
so listeners, if you're feeling inspired by the women we're talking to today, we strongly encourage you to follow along on LinkedIn. There are times during the year in which they'll be inviting the community to connect or maybe get involved in things. And this is a great way to connect with inspiring women.
And one of the things that I love most about being at UW Stevens Point is the small-knit communities and the support that we have, and everything is so close, and I get to work very closely with my peers and my professors and all of that. And I think it's really cool that both of you have gone out of your way to make sure that these communities feel welcomed and that you're paving the way to make sure that the communities are there. So thank you for that again as well. If you could go back to your first year at UW Stevens Point, what would you tell yourself, your freshman year self? What would you tell her?
Ooh, I love this question.
Do you want to start?
I would probably tell myself to not be afraid to ask questions and to be vulnerable. I'm someone who's very afraid to ask questions unless I'm like, I have no other choice. But I think asking questions and just finding solutions to challenges, to issues, that's not something you should be ashamed of. It really can build something bigger. Just a quick shout out to Maria Harris.
Oh yeah. Love that lady.
Yes, love her.
Magic.
She seriously helped me out so much. And so, it wasn't until I went to her and asked her a few things when she pushed me. She really just pushed me so much to just get out of my shell and just to be more of a leader. So, if only I would have done that earlier, I would have been more involved, even more involved than I am now. But just not being afraid. I don't know how else to say it. It's something that
it's so easy to give into, isn't it? And I love that you're not giving into it. And I'm not at all critical about how much time it took you to learn how to do it, because I think I mean, all of us have stories about being afraid. I'm thinking about when I went, and when I moved into Iowa State University, I was housed with two women that were very different than me. They were both rushing. And do I look like a rusher? I mean, I turned out to be I'm an intellectual girl, and it did not work out for us. But you know what I did? I didn't let it get ugly or strange. I recognized that I was different, and I was scared. I never talked to them about it, but I found I got myself placed in another room because I don't know if I would have stayed. Yeah. Because it was so awkward to be so different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love the way you learned to step forward, and I trust the time frame you did it in.
That's awesome.
Yeah. For myself, I guess there's a little bit of two things. I also agree with continue to ask questions.
Yeah.
I am very much an advocate for like asking questions, even if they seem like they might not be intellectual enough, because you're always a student. You're always a student.
Yes.
You're never going to be a master until you're starting as a student. So you need to start somewhere. So ask the questions if you're not sure. But my biggest things, I think, for myself, if I were to go back, would be to keep being determined. A lot of times, like we've discussed earlier, there's a lot of pushback for people who are headstrong. And that happens a lot of the time. And there's a lot of disagreements and differences that come with that, with working with people, different conversations happen. And so keeping my determination, it was hard, but I think I wouldn't be in any of the positions I am without it. That I found myself in. So I'm very fortunate for that. And that also, don't wait for a seat at the table. You need to make it for yourself.
That's right. Bring that folding chair, baby.
Yes.
Right up there.
Because you're not going to be gifted everything in life. I would like to say that there's a lot of people that are privileged enough to be gifted those things in life. And unfortunately, that's not the instance that almost everybody experiences. You need to bring the chair up to the table for yourself, because no one's going to do it for you. Make that space for yourself.
Yeah, I love it. And I think about you and I would carry the table to the chair very differently. I'm pointing at Serena. When you talked about being determined, I've always been really determined, but I had to learn how to make my determination digestible to others.
Right.
Serena's so classy. Like,
I know.
Somehow she'd have that folding chair and she'd walk in with it and the tables would just separate and she'd get to set the chair down and it would just all be really beautiful. For me, I'm clunking in with the chair. People are looking at me like, why you got that chair?
The yard chair you use at the fires.
I know. And they're like, you want to sit with us? You know what I mean? I'm getting those looks. They might not be saying it. So it's hard to hold determination and ambition and being headstrong and do that in a way where we don't give up on ourselves and we also find a way to be with others in that energy.
And that's a big lesson I've been learning myself throughout my career journey now that I'm embarking on that path as we reach graduation. It's definitely something I want to rein in on and focus toward as I pursue different career aspirations, because it's something that could serve me well. I mean, being headstrong, but also like you said, it needs to be in a digestible manner for everyone. So finding a good balance is important.
Right. 8 more weeks, everyone.
Oh gosh.
But who's counting anyway?
Yeah. Who's counting?
Oh boy. I guess on the topic of the final countdown, what are you both hoping to do? Or, I'm sure, I don't like to ask what you have planned, but what are you guys hoping to do after graduation?
Well, I'm planning to move back to Madison and find a commercial interior design job at an architecture firm. Those are my plans right now. But I am looking to get involved with building opportunities with student success. They were a program that I was involved with in high school, and they really helped with my passion with interior design. So they focus on underrepresented communities as well, getting those students involved in the design field and architecture field. So I want to give back to them and also help out as a mentor and just get more involved with them to help other students with their careers.
Litzy is knocking me out over here. We're like, what are you gonna do to, make the most of what you've been working so hard on for 4 years? And she's like, well, I'm gonna get a job, and then I'm gonna do all this amazing work building people up. Thank you for that.
That's so cool.
Awesome.
For myself, I'd say, I'm really looking toward corporate event planning.
Yeah.
That's what I see myself doing. I'm a big dreamer. I dream big because the worst I can get is like shot down to the middle level. So like aspirations are high. So I could see myself pretty much anywhere across the country. And I don't know. I really would love to work in a space that involves like makeup and beauty and skincare. I love those are things I've been passionate about since like middle school, when I'd wear a full bead of makeup to school every day in middle school and like the wing and the very dark eyebrows. I think those are that's a space I would feel very at home in and would love to work within. But if not, honestly, anywhere that has good values, treats people with respect, is a place that I could find myself enjoying the work I do and feeling passionate enough toward it. And then I also, through my capstone currently, they're trying to keep me they really want to keep me, but it is a nonprofit, so we work with very minimal funds. So they're like, how can we keep her? But we need the money to keep her. And they're scrunging through the funds right now. But so we'll kind of see. I like a little bit of mystery in my path too, a little bit of kind of see where the wind takes me kind of thing, because that's when the best things have happened to me in life, has been when I kind of let the reins loose a little bit and kind of let things guide me where I'm supposed to be. So I think that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, I love that so much. I did corporate event planning at Motorola.
Oh, great.
Got to travel all over the world. So
we should talk.
Yeah, we should. It was a dual role. I didn't have event planning in my title, but it's what I did for most of the time. And I was like a marketing coordinator, I think.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So I would just encourage you to look at, don't just get locked into one set of titles.
Right.
And it's just amazing work that, like, I was in my early 20s, I had a $1.5 million budget just to run these large scale conferences that I was running in different places of the world. And so hold out, it's coming.
Yes.
You can do it. It's out there, and it's just as exciting, and it's really hard. I'd be at 2 a.m. in the room with the staff, making sure the room was set exactly how I wanted it. And
that's the thing with event planning specifically, is like being myself as a type A when I'm in a world of things that will not go my way is like the very epitome of me. So I don't know. It's interesting work that I put myself into, being who I am when I want things to be perfect. But they never are in events, and with most things, honestly, not just events. So just got to work through that.
I can see it calling out. It requiring a lot of what you're demonstrating today is your competencies. I can see you having a lot of fun.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm no fortune teller, but I see some bright futures ahead. I would love to, if we just have time, to squeeze in one more question. What's one thing you'd like to ask everyone listening to this podcast do to further unleash women's potential in leadership and beyond?
So my biggest thing is, do not take any disrespect. None, not a shrivel of disrespect will be handled here. And if you are uncomfortable, you feel disrespected in the environments you're in, do not ignore it. Do not justify it. Don't justify others' actions that make you uncomfortable. Stand up for that. Speak on it as soon as possibly can. I know it's easier said than done, especially in environments where you feel like you might be overreacting. Those were quotes I put with that, by the way. You're not overreacting. You're feeling exactly what you need to feel. So don't take any disrespect. The places that make you feel that way do not deserve you and your talent. So do not take it.
I love that.
And I want to speak up for male allies. And I think if we think about Jim O'Connell, and if he were here for you, so if you said do not take any disrespect, what would he say as your male ally, do you think?
I think he has my back 100%. He's always through everything. I mean, Jim's seen me through 4 years of my crazy. I mean, he's seen me through everything. So, I mean, he is definitely my biggest supporter on campus, I would say. So I know he would have my back. And if I brought anything to, and I have brought concerns to him before, and he has backed me 100%. So I know he has my back.
That's awesome.
I would say to uplift other women, give them a voice and give them the recognition that they deserve. Whether it's a small compliment, whether it's a big nomination that you're giving for an award or something, just simply recognize what hard work they're doing, and that'll go a long way. That'll show that you truly care. Give them a spot to put their voice and listen to that. Listen to what they're saying and just simply welcome them.
Just like what you two are doing here. So thank you two so much for doing this and for spotlighting women of every background. We greatly appreciate it.
Can we ask the hope question too?
Yes, please.
Okay, good.
We'll stay here all day. I love this.
This is my favorite question. So,
is it on there?
as you think, so I'll just whip it out. So as you think about the future of women, what gives you hope? You think about the status of women and the future of women. What gives you the most hope?
I think right now, just knowing that so many women are speaking up for what they believe in. You know, we're not letting ourselves be belittled. We're not letting ourselves, just be thrown around, put in the corner. We are standing up for what we believe in, and that is what gives me hope. We are truly a group of determined women. We are, going back to those words, we are ambitious, and we're really fighting for what we want. And that's something that I've seen throughout my 4 years here in leadership, and that's what we need.
Love it.
100% agree.
Yeah.
For myself, I'd say that something that gives me the most hope and something I'd like us to sit with for a moment is that we're in a point in time that we saw a woman serve as vice president of the United States. Who would have ever thought we'd get to a point? So that's something that gives me vast amounts of hope. Something we never thought we'd see.
So I'm sitting at a table with 3 women who have carried the title president. I am so excited about that. So if you are a woman on UWSP campus and you're wondering if you should step up, the answer is yes. Yes, yes, yes. Find your pathway, find your sponsors, and go. And if you're a woman who's thinking about UWSP, this is a place you can be president. Why wouldn't you want to come here?
I mean, there's also 200 plus organizations. You'll find your space. You'll find your footing in any one of them. So please be a leader. Please step out of your comfort zone and do the things. Be that person.
I love that. Well, I'm just truly inspired by both of you. I just feel so privileged to be in a room with all these amazing women. So thank you again. And I'm so inspired by the both of you, and I would love to connect further.
Yeah, on behalf of UWSP, I want to thank you for bringing your time, your talent, and your energy to our campus and investing in us, even when maybe there might have been times you weren't sure how we were doing on our investment in you. The fact that you chose us and that you stayed here and that you helped us be better, right? Better than we could ever have been without you. I am just so moved today to be with you, and I'm so looking forward to hearing about your futures. What unfolds.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Woo. Thank you for joining us for our 5th series on Pointers Driving Change at UW Stevens Point. We hope these stories inspire you to step up, speak out, and make a difference in your own communities.
As Audre Lorde said, when we speak, we are afraid our words will not be heard. But when we're silent, we're still afraid. So it is better to speak. Let's carry that courage with us in all we do.
Be sure to tune in to our next series where we'll continue to amplify the voices of those creating meaningful impact.
Until then, Serena and I want you, and we'll be doing it with you, to keep pushing forward, keep advocating, and keep driving change.